Hello, and this is the Warforge with a 1750 battle report. It is Chaos Space Marines versus Necrons and Tau. The mission is 5 on the table. Emperor's Will. The Emperor's Will, and the deployment is the table edges. It's not Dawn of War, it's the one after that, which Hammer and Anvil. Yes. So I'll just go through the force. These are 35 cultists, which are now plague zombies, thanks to Typhus. And Typhus has 5 Nurgle Terminators, one which has a combi bolt melter, the other has a heavy flamer, and I have a Helldrake with a bale flamer. I have 10 Chaos Space Marines, just normal, with 2 melter guns, and the champion has a lightning claw. I have a squad of Plague Marines and a Rhino here. The Rhino has a combi bolter and a dozer blade and extra armour. And it is followed by 5 Plague Marines. The champion as usual, and it's exactly the same. Both units have 2 plasma guns. I have a Mauler Fiend. I have a Vindicator with a combi bolter and a siege shield. And that is my force. So, what does my opponent have?
I have Triarch Stalker with Twin-Linked Heavy Ghost Cannon, 4 Cryptex of Destruction, Eldritch Lance, Strength 8 AP2, long range, gotta love it. 8 Fire Warriors with a converted Fireblade. Don't ask, Farsight Enclave. The only head I had was a Tyranid. Monolith, big fat pyramid, enough said. Hammerhead with long strike and pretty much every upgrade in the book. Warlord, Overlord with Sempiternal, Phase Shifter, Mind Shackles, the usual, and a little teleporty Cryptek with him.
Is that Veil of Darkness?
Yes.
Fair enough.
In reserve I have 2 10-man warrior squads, each with one of their usual Lord bodyguards, each in a pet safe. That was the army overview, and we will be back at the top of turn 1.
So this is Chaos Space Marines' first turn overview, and this is the... well, went through it. They moved, 2 Plague Marines plasma guns fired at the Necron Overlord and gave it a wound. It's not firing. Typhus also has Weapon Virus and Gift of Contagion. What we're rolled for. Apologies for not showing that earlier. The Vindicator could not fire at anything, moved 6. These slow and purposeful 4 inches because they're zombies. This tried to fire at long strike, did not, was not within range. All these are in reserves, all these are within reserves as seen. This moved 12, then snap fired into the Cryptex, did nothing. This guy moved from here to here and ran 6 inches. Altogether, not a lot of shooting, but I did manage to get his Warlord on 1 wound. Before I forget, the Terminator here, all painted, is an objective. The Terminator here is also an objective. So this was turn 1. Hoping to see turn 1 of Necrons and Tau now.
Okay, so Necron and Tau turn 1. Everything shuffled around slightly, with the exception of those, which Veil of Darkness from there to there. As far as shooting is concerned, not a great lot happened. Fire Warriors took 1 hull point off that, putting it on 2. The combined efforts of a Triarch Stalker, 4 Cryptex and a Monolith took 1 hull point off there. Long Strike took 1 hull point off there.
And it can't fire next turn.
And it cannot fire next turn. Only its combi bolter, which is not going to do anything. Cryptek tried to use a Nightmare Shroud on these Marines and failed to do anything. Next up, Chaos Space Marine turn.
Chaos Space Marine turn 2 overview. They deep striked. They came from reserve. They were meant to deep strike there, but it's got 7 inches over here. Not in range of the combi melter. That did absolutely bottle. It tried to do It Will Not Die, but it failed. Then it tried to charge at this range and rolled double 1. Absolutely great. This moved 12 inches, ensuring that giving that cover from long strike, then proceeded to snap fire. When it snap fired, it did absolutely bot all. Nothing. Then these fired. Melter guns did nothing. Quad gun managed to take his warlord down. Bolt guns at the ready managed to take his cryptek down, but his cryptek got up and his warlord died, giving me Slay the Warlord and First Blood all in one. So I'm winning by 2, plus how many victory points the objective is.
You're not winning because I've got one of them, though.
Yeah, but I've got Slay the Warlord plus.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is the objective means nothing at the moment. Objectives are only really need.
Zombies thrown purposeful 6 inches. They're getting closer. Heldrake came up from reserve. Didn't fire at anything because they were going to fire at these, but these were down before they could fire at them. Then the Rhino moved 6 inches, rapid fired into the Triarch Stalker and did absolutely nothing. And that was all of my turn 2. It is now turn 3 of the Necron.
Right, this is Necron and Tau turn 2. This turn, not a great lot happened. Triarch Stalker and Cryptex and Monolith fired at that again, successfully took 1 hull point off it, didn't do any lasting damage. 2 flyers both came on. That one fired at the Vindicator, did not manage to kill it. That one fired at that, took 1 hull point off it, if the dice is down there somewhere. Yes it is. Both Knights South disengaged their cargo and shot that into little pieces. Hammerhead dropped a template and some rockets on that. Didn't do a great lot. That didn't do a great lot. Fire Warriors fired at that, took another hull point off it. At this rate it'll be dead next turn. And that torched them and caused a leadership test, which my opponent will take now.
Leadership 10. Passed.
Good. That's that. We will be back with Warpforge turn 3 momentarily.
Turn 3 overview. These Terminators fired its combi melter, did absolutely nothing, but then assaulted it, and because of fast strike, you can snap fire some weapons and
long strike.
Long strike. Alright. Long strike overwatched and killed the combi melter. Then I wrecked the vehicle that Long Strike was in. The Maul Fiend went to assault the Monolith and reduced it to 1 hull point. Can only snap fire, but he resolved living metal against it and immobilized it. This guy snap fired at them, did nothing. This guy fired into these warriors and reduced a few in numbers from 10, killed 2 of them. These then assaulted. The zombies assaulted the Necron Lord plus 10 warriors, and the cultist
champion.
Well, the zombie champion went into a challenge with the Lord and managed to kill it before it could strike back.
This is ridiculous.
It was great. This Helldrake then burninated 5 Tau Fire Warriors. These also fired into the Triarch Stalker and took a hull point off it. Yeah. So,
well, it's still there, so it's not dead, is it?
Yeah, just only took a hull point off it, didn't penetrate it. And these all fired into the Cryptek. Managed to gun it down, but it managed to get across the Aegis defense line because it has ever-living. Reanimated protocol to that, and then moved into the Aegis defense line. So this was because of the ever-living rule. So this was turn
hang on.
3.
Speaking of ever-living, I'll bring these back. Warrior.
Doesn't.
Lord.
Does. Why? But that was turn 3. It's now Necron turn.
Okay, Necrons and Tau turn 3 overview. Triarch Stalker marked the Helldrake, didn't manage to kill it though. Destruction Text did, with one lucky shot up its arse crack. They were fired at by a barrage of pulse rounds and stood firm, thanks to my abysmal rolling. That flyer did nothing. Cryptek melted 2 Chaos Marines. Lord jumped out of his unit to assault that, but then the unit killed it for him. Monolith multi-targeted them, that, and them, and killed nothing from anywhere. That's it. Next up, Forge's turn 4.
Turn 4 overview. Well, as I said, that was already wrecked. They just moved and ran 2 inches towards the objective. Maulerfiend wrecked the Land Raider.
Monolith?
Monolith.
What the hell does that look like? That doesn't look like a Land Raider at all.
Well, it's the same armor value, so there. Rhino moved 6 inches, disembarked, fired into the Cryptex and killed 3 out of 4. Plague Marines moved, fired with the bolt pistols, got into combat with the Tau Fire Warriors, and all Fire Warriors are dead, and it's just the Fireblade left. The zombies and the Warriors battled it out, and Alice combat, but since they're fearless, they're staying there. The Aegis defense line and Quad Gun fired at them, and he went down, but he got back up, I assume. Apart from that, me Helldrake was wrecked, so I can't really do anything more, and that is it. So that is turn 4, now turn 4 of the Necron.
Right, so this is the top of turn 4, I think, of Necrons and Tau. Warriors still in combat with those zombies. Cryptek fired at that, did nothing. Stalker joined the little Fireblade. Yes, it's got a Tyranid head, shut up. Joined it in combat with these Plague Marines, doing no wounds. That's everything over there that's mine is dead. Cryptek still there, dutifully killing these off, making way for the troops to turn up and capture the objective. Flyer went into reserve this turn. Flyer's probably going to go into reserve next turn, unless I can figure out something to shoot it at. That's that.
This is turn 5 overview. The Rhino moved there and is protecting its rear armour. Typhus moved and ran all the way over there. The Mauler Fiend went into combat with that and did absolutely nothing. The Plague Marines, Fireblade and Plague Champion are still in combat, so these moved and ran. And those are still tar-pitting. The zombies are still tar-pitting the warriors. The Meltgun finally fired at the Cryptek, and the Cryptek died.
Oh, Meltgun fired at the Cryptek for 3 turns.
Yeah. Well, it's been good. It's been a good one. Apart from that, that's my turn. And the Rhino just stayed there. And that is Chaos turn 5 over. Awaiting Necron turn 5.
Right, so top of Necron turn 5. Lord charged into there, killed some idiots, last one running, capturing the objectives. We haven't done that, but oh well, it means nothing. Stalker definitely punched that in the face and killed it at long last. Combined fire from 2 flyers. Almost knocked them out of control range.
Within the objective.
I said almost. Dumbass. That fired at that did absolutely nothing. And pretty much everything else is sitting as you see it. Dead. I don't think anything of yours. Dead. Dead.
Yeah.
What the hell's your Helldrake? Dead. Oh, you might have to edit your face off of that shot. Sorry.
Yeah, that's alright. I'm not that fast.
You know, first video. Like it, you know.
I've had my face shown before.
Yeah. The very first battle report you did. Yeah, it looked at me like 9 dubstep.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Yes. Yeah, kind of sorry about that. So, for end of game overview, Forge has got himself a win by the form of First Blood and Kill the Warlord, thanks to me rolling an absolutely crap string of armor saves. I mean, how many times can you fail a 2+ roll in a single game? But other than that, it's been an enjoyable game, and I would say this list is fairly solid for the tournament. The only thing I would suggest is nothing really. just don't be an idiot. This is Forge, Jellyman, and he doesn't have a channel.
Don't press it off. Just I'll say something.
Okay.
Right, sorry about the camera. Right, so this is the Warp Forge here. If you like this battle report, please comment and like and subscribe. Always willing to hear your thoughts out. This is the Warp Forge with the 1750 Warhammer 40k battle report. The mission is the Emperor's Will and Mission 5, and the deployment is Hammer and Anvil. This is the Warp Forge, signing out.